Hello and welcome to my shop. Today we're going to build this workbench in 5 minutes and 21 seconds. I know that's how long it takes because I've already edited the video. I've taken to calling this the 2-ingredient workbench because you only need to buy 2 things. You're going to need a sheet of plywood and a solid core door. And then like any recipe, you're going to need some spices, wood glue, and whatever screws you've got lying around. Honestly think that you'd be hard pressed to find an easier or cheaper workbench. This costs $150 even in today's expensive prices, and it can take a normal person about a day to build, and it only took me about a day and a half. They're 6 by 80. Alright, so hopefully these pencil marks show up. But it looks like my lines didn't really show up. If you screenshot this and look at it later after seeing the video, it'll make a lot more sense. But remember to leave a bit of space for your saw blade when you're laying out these lines. I cut everything out slightly larger than its final dimensions and then ran it through the table saw to get it just right. This Wen track saw, it's okay, but it's not a precision tool. It's nothing like the Vest tool. So these are the legs for the table. You've got 4 of them at 5 inches and then 4 more at 5 3/4 inches. And this is about how much scrap you should have left over if you do everything about right. All right, I made these legs 5 and 5 3/4 so that when you clamp them, they'll be the same size in each direction. Is that important? No, but it will make our OCD friends happy. So while I glue this up, I just want to take a minute to tell you how much I like using a solid surface door for a top. It really eliminates the need for torsion box construction and saves you a lot of time. I want to be able to reach tools and things that I can store under the table, so I'm making a jig to use to cut out holes in the skirt boards. If you don't have a compass, or if you're like me and you have a compass and you can't find it, a string can do a really good job in a pinch. This does a particularly good job for really big arcs. And once the jig is made, it's just a matter of using your router to cut out the pieces. Alright, so this is a 36 by 80 solid surface door. Not hollow, it's a solid core. They got this idea from the Honest Carpenter and they thought it made a lot of sense. Alright, so we got these all cut out. Time to start putting them together. The strength of the assembly comes from the glue, and I put some screws in as well, but the screws are what we used to say when I worked for the Air Force, a warm fuzzy. So the solid surface door, it's machined perfectly flat. It comes in really handy when you're assembling your workbench. It serves as a nice flat surface to make sure everything is perfectly square as you glue it up. I used these scraps to add some extra strength to the legs, and I pretty quickly decided I didn't like the way they stuck out like that, so I made a quick jig and I cut them off on the table saw. The method for attaching the skirt to the top was just good old-fashioned pocket screws. I didn't use any glue just in case I wanted to take this off for some reason later on. And I glued each leg up to the skirt and clamped it in place. Alright, I got this leftover piece of OSB I'm going to use to make a shelving for below it for right here. I'm going to put it on this side. And when I used the jig to cut those corners off, I saved all of these. So this will help stabilize everything. And I'm sinking these because my air scrubber is hanging. So but I don't want it hanging off the roof. So I'm gonna hang it off of this. All right, I got this all glued up. I'm gonna sink a couple screws into the legs and some other places. The glue is stronger than the wood itself, but since it's plywood, it can become delaminated. I don't think that's very likely, but I'll put a couple of screws in there just in case. And one of the things that makes the solid core door such a good top is how heavy it is, and you can see how I'm struggling with it here. It's really a lot heavier than it looks. Got it the same level as the table saw. All right, that's it, and the basic core of the workbench is done. I told you 5 minutes and 21 seconds. From this point on, how you go really depends on the way you want to use the workbench. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to customize it for my uses, but just keep in mind, you can build this out however you want. If you want a hand plane, you can put bench dogs, you can reinforce the bottom of it to make it a little more rigid. It's already really rigid, but I mean, you can just build this thing out so many different ways. So hope you enjoyed this so far. I put an oil-based finish on this, but after using it for a couple weeks, I might laminate it. Yeah, I was sanding out some scuff marks right here and actually started to go through the veneer. It's very, very thin. All right, and I got this air scrubber that I'm gonna hang from those loops that I put in. All right, you see these little tabs right here? Don't throw them away. They are threaded, and that's how you hold in that screw, because these openings right here are too big to actually grip. And rather than try to wire these in place, I decided to do them on my brand new workbench. So I'm obviously connecting the positive, neutral, and ground, but the other thing I'm doing to make my life easier here is making what's called pigtails. Once I put this in the box, I only have to make one connection that connects to both outlets. This just makes things a lot easier when it's time to tie everything together. Alright, cool. So now everything that's permanently plugged in is plugged in behind here. It might seem like I plugged a lot in there, but the air scrubber, that's only 2.8 amps. The air compressor for tack nailing, it's like 300 to 400 watts. So alright, now I take that, go like that, and we've got our dust extraction collection at the point and the air scrubber, so we got triple protection when we sand. Alright, well hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.